in danger. He-Man has come to the future to save the universe. The new adventures of He-Man. The new adventures of He-Man. The new adventures of He-Man. The new adventures of He-Man.
Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. So today we're going to talk about the new adventures of He-Man and the Galactic Guardians. Now this show got a bad rap and so did the toy line, so I'm going to tell you guys a really cool story about them that came from the comic book. So bear with me, and this is really cool if you guys make it to the end of the video, because there's some really great things that could have came out of this toy line and this storyline. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we got was the figures, and the figures at first looked kind of cool. We had, you know, He-Man and we had Skeletor, and the box art was kind of cool. And the commercial, let's take a look at the commercial.
He-Man, waging war for all the power in the universe.
Now it's your turn. Give it up, Skeletor. I've got He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Come on, come on.
Hero.
He-Man!
By He-Man, especially
cool
more
was that?
packages get mutant-free figures and vehicles sold separately.
So when I saw this, I thought, wow, this is so cool looking. You know, they hired actors and everything else. I thought, He-Man is back. This is going to be great. And I was all excited about it. And then you take a look at the figures when they came out, and we have, here's our He-Man from the 80s. And here is the one we got from the New Adventures. So let's take a look at this. There we go. So here is our 80s He-Man. Oh, so cool. All the muscles and everything else. And here's the one we got. And it's like, he's so much smaller. He's almost like Bo or something. You know, in fact, he looks a lot like Bo. And so it's like, what the heck? If they would have made him big, he probably would have been a lot better. So let's go ahead and do some comparison on these two figures. So there is this armor off, so you can see what it looks like. And let's just look at their biceps. So there's the diameter of their biceps going across, or their width of their biceps. You can see, you know, the 80s one's so much larger. It's just crazy. So then they came out with this He-Man figure. This one is a little bit bigger, a little more beefier, so it starts to kind of match the He-Man we're used to seeing, but still isn't quite there. But compared to the one that came out first, a lot bigger, a lot better, more He-Man-ish, if you will. And then we got Thunder Punch He-Man. Thunder Punch He-Man. Now this was finally a figure that was worthwhile when it came to being a guy that looks like the most powerful man in the universe. And look how cool that looks. And even next to the 80s He-Man, he's actually pretty close to the same size. And finally it's like, yes, finally we got a figure that's good. But by the time this figure came out, people were done with it. They've already had enough of the new adventures from the small He-Man and the cartoon not launching that great and everything else. So this didn't work. But if they would have, let's do a comparison. There he is. There he is. If they would have made this the launch figure, like my custom right here, if this would have been the launch figure for, you know, the new adventures of He-Man, some big monster-bound, muscle-bound, you know, He-Man that we're used to seeing, that would have been really cool. And I bet the toy line would have taken off, because it would have fit in with the figures we already have, as opposed to being a whole new line with different figures that don't even fit with the ones we have. Having these big old muscle-bound guys would have been awesome. Now, I don't care about the other guys. If they're smaller, I'm fine with that. It's okay. They're from the future. They can have smaller bodies. You know, that's fine. But for the most powerful man in the universe, he should be pretty powerful looking, not just some, you know, little scrawny guy. Now granted, you know, his muscles were big compared to real humans, but compared to what we're used to seeing for the He-Man line, they were not until they got to the Thunder Punch. So there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about that comic I've been talking about. This comic is so cool. So when you got the figures, we got this comic right here, you know, He-Man, the new adventure. And this is like the adventure in the space. Oh, you know, how cool was that? And so first thing we have is just kind of a cool map of the tri-solar system. And it says the tri-solar system. Trillions of miles and light years from He-Man's home in Castle Grayskull, there is a troubled star system that needs his help. Months of mysterious attacks have put the Galactic Guardians of Planet Primus in deadly danger. Finding He-Man is their final or is their last chance of survival. We gotta find He-Man. And then it shows him in the what is it? What is it? Oh, the Astro Sub. That's right. We find him in the Astro Sub saying, "Mayday, Bolo Jet, Titus is under attack. I still can't identify the enemy." And then it says, "Roger, Astro Sub. I'm coming in. I'm going in. Wish me luck." Inside Command Starship, which is the Starship Eternia, it says, "Another attack. There's no more time. Lieutenant Flipshot, we have to find He-Man. The legend says he's the only one who can help us. But Captain Hydron, I've been searching the whole universe. Searching the whole universe. Will we find him?" "We must. Our future of the star system depends upon it." Captain Hydron and Lieutenant Flipshot leave Primus to search the universe for He-Man. An ancient legend says he's the only one who can save their planet from the mysterious evil that is destroying them. Over and over they transmit a message of help and hope that He-Man will answer. "Sir, I'm getting an answer to our transmitted message to He-Man." Ah, they got an answer back. "Friends, I am here on planet Eternia. The castle holding my power is under siege. You must transfer the castle's power to your ship. Hurry. All good is in danger." It's kind of a cryptic message, right? "Quick, Flipshot. Open a laser gate into He-Man's dimension." On planet Eternia, Skeletor watches the laser gate open above Castle Grayskull. "Ha! I have fooled those fools from the future. They think I am He-Man. Soon the power of Castle Grayskull will be mine." "Get ready, He-Man. You are about to become my slave." Meanwhile, in the castle, the sorceress appears. "Adam, awake! Skeletor has tricked the travelers from the future into stealing the powers of the universe." So He-Man is now, or Prince Adam, is now sleeping at Castle Grayskull. He doesn't even hang out at the palace anymore. He's moved out. He's now living with the sorceress inside Castle Grayskull. That's pretty handy. "You must stop Skeletor and return the power to Grayskull, or all is lost to evil forever. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. I am He-Man." And the power starts to work. And then fades. "Oh no, I can't turn into He-Man. The evil has begun. I must stop Skeletor." Meanwhile, outside, "And now, my new friends, hurry and lift me aboard," Skeletor says. "Not so fast!" as Prince Adam attacks Skeletor and kind of pounces him. Oof! Whap! "What the?" As they're transported to the ship, you can see this is transporter, so you know. Whoop, 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 whoop. Up to the ship they get transported. "Wait, Skeletor's evil. He has tricked you." "You are too late, Prince Has-Been. The power of the universe is mine." "No way, Skullbrain." Now look, just from Prince Adam telling them, "Hey, this guy's evil," they believe him right off the bat. Hey, okay, you must be telling the truth. Why would you lie? Right? The other guy lied, so you must not be. I mean, it's kind of crazy they believe him so quickly. And they do it so much that Flipshot, I flip over a good fight, and he kicks Skeletor with both feet right in the chest. Woof! Oh, whomp. Battle has its ups and downs. Ack! And you can see where he's stomping Skeletor in the head with his fist. "Insects, you are powerless against me," Skeletor torts back. The power source is here. You can see Prince Adam reaching for the sword to get the power. "By the power of Grayskull," and as he says that, it starts off, "I have the," and Skeletor's like, "You?" And all this time he didn't know he was He-Man, and here he is getting ready to transform, and now he knows that Prince Adam is He-Man, and he's like, "What? You're He-Man after all this time?" "By the power of the past and the future, join." You could see Skeletor just getting zapped by all this lightning from the transformation. Now, I often wonder, why didn't Prince Adam just grab Skeletor in the beginning, hang on to him, and then transform into He-Man? The lightning comes down and would blast Skeletor, just like we see here, just like we've seen Captain Marvel do in Shazam against Superman, where he goes Shazam, and the lightning comes by and hits the Superman in the chest, over and over again, you know. And I'm just surprised that, you know, Prince Adam never thought of doing this to defeat Skeletor. And you can see now that the future sorcerer says, "You are He-Man." And then it says, "Prince Adam is no more." So there's no more Prince Adam, is He-Man only. And you can see Skeletor kind of quivering in the corner as he's kind of steaming from being blasted by all the lightning, with his flesh kind of hanging and ripped from all the lightning bolts. This is a pretty gruesome comic. I'm surprised they put this in a kid's toy back in the day. I mean, you get to see his flesh just kind of hanging there. It's like, wow. I guess the 90s are a lot different than the 80s. There he is. Just lying there. And there's He-Man. Long live He-Man! As he's holding his sword up, just transformed with his new armor and his new space age shield and everything else. He's ready to go. Now, this is Skeletor's journey. After the exploding joining of the powers aboard He-Man's new starship. What is He-Man's new starship? He's only been with these guys for like 5-10 minutes, and he's already taken over the starship. Hey, I'm in charge, so I'm He-Man. You guys, even though it's your starship, it's mine now. The evil Lord Skeletor launches his ship's escape pod through the laser gate and into the future. Captain Hydron, Lieutenant Flipshot, we must follow Skeletor into the future. Look at He-Man just giving demands. Hey, you two. And he knows their names already. He's only known them for 5 minutes. He has their names memorized. I would have said, hey, green guy in the helmet and blue guy, we got to go to the future and follow Skeletor. But he's learned their name, Captain Hydron, Lieutenant Flipshot. And then we see, hurry, He-Man, the laser gate is closing. Punch hyperspeed. Wait, we're spinning out of control. And it kind of has them all kind of flinging to one side and the other, almost like you would see in a Star Trek episode of, you know, they lean the camera. It's kind of, oh well. And then Skeletor, have a safe journey, He-Man. On your way to doom. And you can see his arms just ripped open and his skull's got the damage on it. And then, of course, you know, he realizes he's been mortally wounded. I must heal my injuries. Oh, as he's kind of walking down the hall against the side of the wall, because he was been zapped with the power of Grayskull. Now, what's interesting is this is an escape pod. This is one of many escape pods probably throughout all of Primus. And right on the door it says, emergency or medical emergencies, bionic replacements. Now, that's handy to have in an escape pod, a medical emergency bionic replacement. In case you lose an arm or a leg in battle, hey, no problems. Your escape pod, which is a small little escape pod, happens to have a room just for bionic parts. Okay, well, we'll go with that. Maybe that's possible. So Skeletor goes in there into this room labeled medical emergencies, bionic replacements. And you see him zap as he's using the tools in there, and zap, and he's doing some more zapping with these tools, doing the bionic stuff. And there he is. There is our Skeletor. You can see he's got the cybernetic parts on him, and it says, and now the future will feel the power of my evil. Now, this is a pretty cool looking Skeletor. You can see, like I said, his cybernetics. And when Mattel made their Skeletor, and check out how cool they made this. I mean, they put the cybernetics on his legs, and check out his back. I mean, look at his spine. It's all robotic back there. And even the back of his head has a spider-like thing on there to keep him alive. And it's just so cool the way that they made this figures with wires and all kinds of mechanical parts. I mean, they did a really good job bringing this to life. Now, if they would have started like this with when they first released the New Adventures, how cool that would have been. I mean, kids would have flocked towards this figure instead of the skinny little figures we got originally. And even the He-Man figure they released for Classics came out really cool. And it's big and beefy and just like the way, you know, He-Man should look. Even the one where he's wearing his space armor, you know, you can see that he still has the big old beefy large muscles just like how He-Man should look. And that is so cool looking. In fact, it's so cool that I had to make myself a Thunder Punch custom He-Man, because that is so, you know, it just matches. But when it comes to Skeletor, I'm surprised when you look at the Laser Light Skeletor. This is actually a custom, but Laser Light Skeletor and the Laser Light He-Man, or what they're called back in the 80s, this is also a custom too, they looked very futuristic, like they'd be part of the New Adventures. In fact, I almost wonder if this is what spawned the New Adventures idea, but these had the big beefy bodies just like the 80s figures did. If they would have kept with this, I think it would have worked, because then kids would have bought them because it would have matched the figures they already had, as opposed to a whole new line where they're a whole different size. So anyway, let's go on and continue on. So there we have our Skeletor and our He-Man, and no more Prince Adam, and how cool was that, where we have He-Man forever. Now, I probably like this idea because I'm a fan of the old mini-comics where there was no Prince Adam, but let's take a look at the cartoon and what they had in there. So in the cartoon, you can see this has the same kind of premise going on, where the guys come from the future to find him, and Prince Adam has a chance to go back to his parents in the castle and tell them in the palace, hey, I'm going to the future, I'm going to join these guys and help fight. And so he's telling the whole layout how he has to go. And then all of a sudden the sorceress comes to him and she says, hey, hurry up, man, you're wasting time, time's a ticking, and we got to get going. These guys have a limited window of opportunity to bring you back to the future, so stop dilly-dallying. So he grabs his sword, he turns into He-Man right in front of his mom and dad for the first time. They've never seen him transform before. This is the first time they've seen it. Now, his mom kind of had an inclination that maybe he might be He-Man, but his dad had no idea. So he goes to his mom, goodbye, da-da-da-da, and his dad's like, hey, I'm proud of you, son. I can't believe you're He-Man. And he's like, hey, thanks, Pops. That's so cool. And you're not the lazy prince I thought you were, the drunkard, womanizing prince that was always lazy. No, you're actually He-Man. Hey. And, of course, now he's leaving and will never return. So it's kind of like, oh, now that his dad's finally proud of him, now he's jetting out of there. What's also kind of crazy in the cartoon is right here, right? We see He-Man. He's just defeated the bad guys. They're off and running. They're like, hey, great, he came along. He's defeated the bad guys. And now he's talking to their head leader. And he has this idea of, you know what? I can turn back into Prince Adam. Because as Prince Adam, be unassuming and everything. It's like, why? Why turn back to Prince Adam, right? He has no princely duties on this planet. He's in the future. Nobody knows who he is. He doesn't have to protect his secret identity. And now he's going to pretend to be his nephew. Now, wouldn't Skeletor recognize him? Hey, it's Prince Adam. Prince Adam, you're here too? He-Man's here? Maybe you're the same person. So I kind of wonder why they went with this storyline. Didn't the writers look at the comic book to see how they did it? So another fail when they brought Prince Adam back. They should have left it alone where he's He-Man forever. I think it would have sold a lot better. They should have started with maybe some filmation stills for Skeletor and He-Man and Prince Adam at the beginning of the cartoon, and then have, Skeletor get blasted like he did in the comic, flesh hanging, cybernetic parts. It would have been really cool, and people would have gravitated towards this cartoon, and it would have sold so much better. All right, so to wrap this up, they should have first released the New Adventures He-Man in a form like this, so it matched the old figures. People would have flocked to it. They would have loved it. No more Prince Adam. Off to the powerful He-Man and the Skeletor that was ripped to pieces by lightning. People would have loved it. Anyway, like, subscribe. Tell me how you feel about this and about the cartoon and the figures that were released. And if you would have liked to have also seen the big beefy He-Man for New Adventures, that would have helped you buy it in the beginning. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Tell your friends about it, and until then, good journey. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe.